Hey, good afternoon. Tom Ginn, G-Force. G powers potential. G is for gratitude. Uh, as I've studied gratitude in my personal growth, personally, and using this in my business and studying this, I found that gratitude does many, many different things. And no matter where you are in life, no matter what you do in life, when we turn to gratitude, it does a number of things. Number one, it negates negativity. So if things are not going right, or you're having a circumstance outside your control, maybe a death or something in your business that was outside of your control, or even it was in control, how do you deal with those difficulties? It's through gratitude. It gives you a new perspective. It changes your why. And we're going to be talking about that today because it really gets you focused on the inside things that are important in life. And no matter what's happening, we can always find something positive to build off of. If we lost a loved one, yes, we're going to grieve because we loved. But do we stay in that place of grieving? You'll never replace grieving, but you get a different perspective when you go to gratitude. And that's taught in the Principle of Gratitude Works book. And I highly recommend anybody out there to pick up that book and really understand the power of gratitude. Has shifted everything in how I look at my life, my business, all those things. So I just encourage people to take a good hard look of what gratitude is, not just on the surface. I'm so happy today that I have a cup of coffee, but where did that coffee come from? And be grateful for the barista. Be grateful for the person that roasted the coffee and brought it to you. Be grateful for the sacrifice and the hard work that people did to grow the bean. So gratitude goes really deep when we look at everything. Where's the root to be grateful for? We got tag and share today. So good afternoon, Robert. Good afternoon. I hope your talk went well. I'd like to hear about that. So thank you for being here. Share this out. So today we're going to be talking the power of gratitude. Powers your why. And I'm going to put myself in this category. I wasn't as successful in any area of my life until I understood gratitude and understand why I do what I do at a deep emotional level. What's my purpose in life? What is it that I want to contribute to the world? Thanks, Scott, for jumping on, share out. I appreciate it. So before I get into the lesson, I just always want to get into some announcements coming up later this week. Next week. I like to promote Mark Gasser and I's Elevate Your Profit. Our announcement next week is this. I'm bringing in a colleague that I've known for years from Toastmasters. He's a former vice president of a major company in the meat industry. I'm not at liberty to say what that is. He's retired. He's now doing consulting, training, and development people. So if you're looking and you have an organization and you want to hire the right people, get them to buy into your vision, what are the characteristics you're looking for? Bud has that's why he built such a successful sales organization. He's taken those learnings of 30 some years and is now going out and teaching how we helped this one company be as successful as they were. So it's a national company, and I'll let him tell that story. So Bud Matthews is coming in next week. He's here in Milwaukee area, a very significant coach and influencer in our business community. It's a pleasure to know Bud. Also, one of the things I decided to do is my why goes more than just the gratitude. And I'll tell a story here in a moment. But I have my parent company, my umbrella company is the Duco Group. A Duco Group is to inspire and educate from within. That's what Educo, the root words. All the business I have, that is the foundation of what I do and why I do it. But I decided that I wanted to bring in a sponsor to promote G-Force. And that's going to be a company called ASEA. And I'll tell that story here in a moment. To learn more about ASEA, what we do, it's significant in the healthcare arena. It's been touted as possibly the greatest medical breakthrough of the 21st century. That's a pretty bold statement. So, and I'll tell why I got involved with the company, how I've reframed my why in today's lesson as well. So that's my corporate sponsor. Learn more about what we do in this arena of healthcare. I would say that what's in this blue bottle. What's in this blue bottle? I'll show it here. And you can find out what's in this blue bottle right there. If you're really concerned about your health, nobody has any significant health issues, you need to know about this technology. 3 Nobel Prizes behind it. The research is phenomenal, what it's doing at the cellular level. So you need to know about it. It's going to be as common word as antioxidants or in that area, redox molecules, cellular signaling. It's the foundation of cellular life. Healthy cells, healthy life is basically its simplest that we do. So that's my corporate sponsor, and I'll share with that here in a moment. That's ASEA. ASEA, from the sea. The essence of who you are comes from the sea. And as you go through this, you'll understand this. Everybody's acknowledging everybody. Hi, Robert. Hi, Scott. I appreciate you. Share this out. And we never know, the power of what's said today may influence somebody significantly. So let's sort of get into this book right here. Start with your why. The previous, Simon Sinek is recognized number one, what do you call it? YouTube and oh my gosh, my brain went numb on that. In the world, teaching these principles. Start with your why. And I've been studying this book. I've had some mentors that really helped me better understand how to create that. But I got clearer here recently of what my real why is. And because I was falling back into traditional ways to talk about what I do and how I do it versus why I do what I do. And I'll share with you the power of that. So today we're going to get into the chapter 3, the golden circle. The golden circle in Simon Sinek's book, Start with Your Why. Start with your why. Keep in mind, I'm going to go back to this diagram. Write it down. Circle this out. And we're going to go through. This is a very significant chapter. The previous 2 chapters is how we look at the world, our perceptions give us a false way to create our why. So we want to eliminate the assumptions in life. Then we look at the things that in business or what we do that are transactional, and how to eliminate transactional communication to build your business. So the why is going to carry through all aspects of your life. But we are going to understand how it impacts everything in life, knowing your why, your purpose, your walk, and how it's going to draw what you're seeking to you, not of what you do and how you do it, but why you do it. You're going to draw those people like a magnet. It's unbelievable when you understand this. I'll cover that. So I'm going to get rid of that banner. So start with your why. That takes work. That's inside out. We got to break away from the traditions of what's forming us and get clear at a very emotional level our why. It's not just in business, but how does that carry in every aspect of your life? and watch what happens when you apply gratitude, getting clear on your vision, your purpose, and your why. Watch what happens. And you communicate it, you walk it. It's your essence of who you are. It's the essence of your company. And I'll cover some principles here where most companies or most individuals are missing the mark, and put me in that category. Even though I have some stronger awareness, I have good mentors, I really didn't get it as deep as I should have until recently. So we're going to talk about the golden circle. The golden circle. In the middle is the why. The outside is the how and the what. And so that's the target we're shooting for. How do you craft your why? And when we get to the why, and this is so important, we are emotional creatures. We respond to people based on whys, not what they do and how they do. If you're a CPA, you all learn the same thing, right? You all know how to apply accounting principles to a spreadsheet, and you know how to make sure they're in compliance with laws and XYZ. And there's no differentiation there. But if you can identify your why and you communicate it, you're going to draw the ideal client or customer to you, because that's going to resonate. And your why gets you clear of who do you want to work with? Who do you want to associate with? I appreciate what Ken Walls and Chris Rauch were talking about. The circles but it's your why that allows you the door to open up to get into those big circles. If you don't have matching whys and purposes, you won't ever get in. So this is a very strong principle. So there's a shout out to Chris. Did a great talk last night, interview. I just want to acknowledge that in today's message. So golden rule finds order and predictability. And the key word here is human behavior. Human behavior. When we understand how we think, how we operate, and we understand the results we're getting in life are behavioral and how they're formed, and when we can understand how to shift our thinking at an emotional level that will change the behavior to change the results, we become more successful, more productive. We start doing things that we didn't think we were capable of doing. And so a lot of how that is formed is the perceptions that we have, and our brainwashing, if you want to call it, and our cultural influences. You got to get rid of those things and create your own canvas and start with your why. And I'm just going to typically talk about what most organizations and most individuals operate from, and ask yourself some questions. Is this the way you're operating your business? Is it how you communicate your business? Is this how you market yourself? Is this the message you have on your website? Is it the message you put out in your social media? Is this what you're doing? And that versus what you should be doing, communicating your why. See, companies or individuals know the what. Every single company and organization on the planet knows what they do. So if you're an accountant, you know what you do. If you're a mechanic, you know what you do. If you're a salesperson selling roofing or siding, you know what you do. Every individual of the company knows what they do. If they don't, they're really in trouble at that point. So a lot of people, when they're communicating that is easy to identify with. It's easy. It's easy to do. I'm an accountant. I work with small businesses, 5 to 100 employees. I specialize in or I'm in financial services. I work with these people. This is what I do. This is what I do. This is how I do it. So it's easy to do because that's what we've been taught. Just go to a networking meeting and people talk about what they do and how they do it versus the person that talks about why they do without telling them anything about specifics, and draw people to them for curiosity. And when you see that at work, it will blow your mind. How Some companies, people know how they do what they do. They're very efficient. They're masters at it. They've taken on the craft. They've done the studies. They've got years of experience of solving problems or fixing things or making things. They know how. And that's important that you can distinguish yourself, those credibilities, but that's not what people are drawn to in the beginning, in their beginning. So it's very easy. You hear it in our conversations. Go to a network meeting, get on, whether it be in live or whether it be in person, and you start talking to people. You ask those questions, and it's all about what and how. Doesn't differentiate you from all the other people in the room that might be CPAs or insurance people or real estate or a car salesman. It doesn't make any difference what it is. You may be very good at it. You may be the highest crafted person, the most degrees, most knowledge, most experience, but that's not going to get people to draw to you alone. I evaluate those after I understand the purpose why. Now, do you have the resources to accomplish the objectives I'm seeking from you? The why. Very few people, this is what Simon, he's done a lot of research. Very few people or companies can clearly articulate why they do what they do. And when I say why, I don't mean make money. That's a result. But why, I mean, what is your purpose, cause, or belief? Keep that in mind. What is your cause or purpose, belief? Hi, Lona. There's another one starting to understand the why. So thanks for jumping on. So, but the why, he says, I mean, what is your purpose, cause, or belief? What is your purpose, cause, or belief? By the why, I mean in your purpose, cause, or belief. Why does your company exist? Why do you exist? Got to ask those questions. Deep diving. Why do you exist? Why do your company exist? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? If you have a business or anything you do now, are you excited to get up in the morning and go after it? Or is it a dread? Oh my God. See, if your purpose and why is strong, you're going to be fully energized all the time. All the time. And people think we're different or odd or something because you're at a different level of energy. So ask yourself, in what you're doing and how you do it, you wake up in the morning excited to get after it? Or you just going, oh man, there's another day. I got to make 150 calls to find one prospect to get get 10 prospects to make one sale. Are you excited about that? Well, that's not an easy thing to do, but if your why is, man, you're going to get after it with a different level of energy. And then when you communicate with people on the front end, you're not telling what and how you do it. Why do you get out of bed every morning? And I like what Christopher Roush said yesterday, that same thing. Are you excited to get up in the morning? What's your intention? Are you going after it? And at the end of the day, can you look back and say, man, I'm excited about tomorrow? Or did you let the day beat you up? So it's really important when you have that why, that purpose, passion about what you do, not how you do it. It's critical. And why should anybody care? Why should anybody care? That should be part of your message. That's an emotional thing. What's that emotional appeal that you can plant that maybe they don't do business with you, maybe they don't need your service. But if you can communicate your why, you're going to be top of mind. And when they see somebody that can benefit from your why, and then the what you do, and then how you do it with all the credentials, you build an advocate and a referral in your business like none other, whether they do business with you or not, because they may not have a need for your service. So when you communicate your why with everybody, you draw a different set of people out there that will promote you through that. And it takes work. It takes some time to craft your why. Really do some dig deep. It's an inside job. And the reason Simon Sinek starts with the why is because our human nature, it's predictable. It's predictable. And if you understand it, we're not talking about manipulation, because we talked about one of those principles. You're conveying a positive message and you're not manipulating people. And there's a fine line there and a gray area. You don't want to be in manipulation. But your why, you don't have to manipulate. They will respond to it and move and promote who you are. So that's just the first thing. It's so important to understand. And I'm going to share Apple, some company that everybody knows. And they're probably one of the most masterful marketers in the world. And if you really look at what they say and how they say it before, their differentiation, there's other companies that had phones and iPads or those things that you listen to music were way before. They're even better in the beginning. But they never got into what and how they did it. They understood why they would do it, and they understood the emotional appeal that has to draw people to them, to become their customers, to become advocates for them, use that why, and then that experience they have. So we all know about Apple Computer. Let's talk about this, how they position themselves. This is what they actually communicate. Apple. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. You don't even know, if somebody said that to you, you've got somebody's attention. You haven't even tell them what you do. We believe in thinking differently. Curiosity. What's that about? We believe in thinking differently. The question is how do you think differently? Just think about this. This is how you craft it. That's going to be your elevator pitch. It should be common through everything you do. When you talk about your company, your business, or whatever, you got to know your why, and that should be the leading thing that you do. Because after that, you've hooked them in. And I don't say that negatively, that you've drawn them in. See, right now, those two statements, if that was me speaking to you, I've got your full attention, don't I? What's next? The way we challenge the status quo is, now they're talking about how they do it. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed. Now they're giving a very specific, what does that look like? Beautifully designed. Simple to use and user-friendly. Oh, I still don't know what the product is, but it's beautiful. It's simple to use and it's user-friendly. I'm interested in, what is that? And we happen to make great computers. You want to buy one? See, evaluate how you're communicating. Are you communicating in those terms? I had you hooked That statement had you hooked, waiting and baiting you, and I don't use that in a negative way, that this behavior, the why, is drawing you in. And if you were looking for a computer, you know who I'm going to talk to? If I have a phone, you know who I want to talk to? Because you emotionally attached to me with a why. With a why. And then that becomes the essence of the company. The team in that company have that same approach. It's common throughout the company. Is your organization clear on the why? Or are they just talking about what you do and how you do it? Yeah, we can give you a better price for the same project. Yeah, we're no different than Joe Smith, but just trust we'll do a better job. We're going to do your accounting, or we're going to sell you some real estate, or we're going to do your property management. We're going to do this, and the how-tos. Those only become important after you have won them over to you on the why. So what I like to do right now is share with you a true experience, understanding this, of what happened, matter of fact, yesterday. Talking with a prospect outside of one specific business. And I was explaining why I was making some transitions from one entity that I have a business in and not giving it up, but why I'm putting more emphasis in this entity, like a SIA. And and this happened twice yesterday. I didn't tell him how and what it did or anything like that. And I just said, Dan, I says, I'm here to support you with my product and services. If that's something you want to do, I still have a strong passion to help you have the resources in your business that my service can provide. But I'm not, it's because he was looking to more involvement what I was doing. And that's fine. But through integrity and through my communications, I wanted to let him know why it was making a shift. Hey, Victoria, hey, I hope you had a wonderful experience down in Dallas. I hope you came away with some growth and some things to implement. Robert says hello. Lana says hello to Robert. So let me share with you. So I was talking to Dan with no intention of I was just wanted to serve him why I was doing what I was doing. And I shared with him, those that may have been on earlier in the week or last week, how I've shifted my why. If I had to make an evaluation, how I'm going to serve people, everything I do has always been around how can I make somebody's life better in the financial service arena, through education and helping people better understand how to win with money. It's very simple to win with money, but why don't people succeed? It comes down to behavior. It has nothing to do with know-how. Okay. So I can get off into the tangents there. So that's been a passion since 1983, did it for 20 years, and it's carried through all the other things. My financial coaching moved me into personal development coaching, the why to help people understand my transition, how I got out of my stuckness, my belief systems, those things are holding back. And I've always been a high achiever just through hard work, perseverance, and understanding that I had a why, but not as deep as I had. But my self-image and belief systems are holding me back. So I got into coaching to make a difference. Financial coaching, behavior before numbers. And when we understand behaviors, your own behaviors, then you can understand how to help people understand their behavior to help them make decisions more effectively. So I was talking to Dan, and I says, Dan, I'm shifting most of my energies to this company because I made a value judgment. People need to understand how to win with money, and that's important. And I've been in this industry a long time. The numbers can validate what I'm saying. What I come to find out, most people in this country are going to stay broke because they don't have a why tied to their passion to win financially. So 85-90% of the American people in this country will never be able to retire without some sort of assistance. or going to have to live so far below what they expected in life because they didn't have a strong why. So I evaluate there's a great need to help people understand with money. But you know what I came to find out? That's important. I had the wake-up call when one of my associates, I knew this information could possibly make a difference in his life, but I held back with all my own rationale. He's a friend of mine. I want to know more before I share this with him. The gentleman had diabetes 1, not a healthy guy, but a brilliant guy. Loved the heck out of him. Great influencer, great contributor in one of my businesses. But I held back that information. And then a week ago, last Friday, I was notified from a colleague of mine that Tom had passed. And that was my anniversary weekend. And that hit me hard in my heart. And so I started evaluating, Tom, why didn't I share this information? Because it is that critical of information. It's not another deal. I don't know whether he would have taken the information, looked at it, used the product or the technology, or if there would have been any significant benefits. But you know what? Because I didn't deliver the message, deliver and convey a message for him to look at it, I have regrets. I have regrets. I'm never going to let that happen again. So that was that big emotional, my why is strong, but my strong wasn't core enough, deep enough to do what I knew I should do. I have a responsibility. Everybody out there, when you have a gift, you have knowledge, you have something to improve people's lives, and if you had the answer to cure to cancer, would you hold it back? Most people would. Most people would hold back that information. So your why is going to help you share the good news, whether it be in your faith, whether it be in your business. If your why is strong, you won't leave this earth with regrets. I regret that I didn't share this information. Like I said, all I could have been has been the messenger. How that person would have received it, that's totally on them. But if I know truth, and if I know something that can benefit somebody, and I don't share it with you, I don't want to leave this earth with those regrets. So I made a strong shift evaluating my why. I have a strong why to help people win with money. But you know what I also evaluated from my own personal perspective and what I hear from other people is health is the highest priority we have. Whether you're 30 years old or 60 or 70, the concerns about our health, living as healthy as we can. People are sick and they're concerned. And I have a solution that could possibly be a significant benefit in somebody's health, either life or death. Seriously. So I made that why statement. And I told Dan that story in a short, and guess what it led to? And this is so important. We were talking about a financial entity and how I can support him in that part of his business. And also was talking about coaching because he needed his self-image and his confidence. So it wasn't strong. And so we're talking about, and in that conversation, this is where I'm moving most of my business energy around this why. With no intention in that conversation. I was very intentional what I was going to work with him on. But when I shared that why, he says, I want to know more. And so we took it to the next step. Your why will draw people to finding out, what do you do? Just like that statement that Apple said, it drew you in to a point. We make computers. Do you want to know more? Do you want to buy? So that was the first experience just the other day. So I was talking to another colleague last week. Hi, Sandy. Thanks for jumping on. Money comes and goes, but if you lose your health, you're lost everything and every opportunity. Well said, Lana. So no matter what you're doing is what value to bring, what difference can you make in a person's business, your why. If you're doing marketing for somebody, why you? What is your commitment to help them be? Because there's 10,000 people doing social media marketing and teaching how to do this and putting systems in place. What's your why? And when you get clear on that and you communicate it in everything you do and you don't hold it back. So if I'm at a network meeting, I'm going to be very clear what I do. And I don't want regrets. And then it'll draw them at, well, what do you sell? And then that opens the door. And then I can get into what and how. But I've got them in a place that is resonating with them. See, your why, what you want to do in business is have that person that resonates with you. As a personal coach, I want to help everybody. But guess what? Here's the cool thing. I've had tremendous growth in my life through coaching. But, I can bring anybody in this audience to where I'm at. Now, if you're ahead of me up the scale, but I can get anybody to where I'm at. I could get anybody over those challenges I have had, but they relatable to them. Hey, Tom, you have these struggles, self-image, lack mentality, how you're brought up and all those things, and 2 learning disabilities, and let those be excuses or reasons not to, be more efficient in what I was doing. So I had all those things. I can get you to where I'm at. If we relate on those same things, I can get you to where I'm at. As I grow, hopefully I'll bring you with me. But if you accelerate past me, you need to change your circle. You need to find that person that's going to, through their why, get you to the next level. It's always about the why, not how and what you do. So if you're out there and have a business, no matter what your community, really get clear of your why at a deep emotional level. It'll change everything. And since I made that a couple of weeks ago, it's changed. It's amazing what's happening. Just sharing a conversation, one entity talked to him about why I was shifting my energies into another avenue that was not related. He says, I want to know more. And I didn't tell him anything specific. Okay. I just want to know more. Happened twice. Last week again with another business colleague. I was shifting some of my energies to my one of the things I have in my business. I says, Mike, I said, this is the way. And also another gentleman. I said, this is what I'm focusing in on. And they said, I want to know more. It wasn't one of those things, well, let me try to talk you back into my side of the fence. They says, I just want to know more, because they saw my conviction. What are you willing to stand up for? Politically, spiritually? Last week, I talked about what are you willing to stand up for? That's your why. It goes across, not just in your business, it goes across your faith. It goes across your political positions. Everything. What are you willing to die for? I remember Art Williams, my very first impactful mentor. I was in the first decade of A.L. Williams, today at Citigroup and Primerica. And Art Williams said, Tom, and this goes to the why. He says, what is your crusade? We hear crusade. Look up the word crusade and crusader and what that means. What are you willing to fight for, stand up for, to die for if necessary, whether in your family, your business, politically, whatever, a crusade. And he said this to me. He says, Tom, if you don't have a purpose, he didn't say in these terms, a crusade, if you don't have a strong purpose and why, you're going to live a life of mediocrity. You're going to settle. You're going to let the circumstances around you rule your life. And you'll die with regrets. I remember that as clear as me looking at myself through this camera today. And that set the seed of everything I did in my success moving forward. But as I'd learned, I didn't have it deep enough. And it was evident when I didn't share the information that I believe would definitely possibly made a difference in his life, or maybe saved his life. And I don't want to die with regrets. It's painful. It is painful. So everybody, G-Force, I appreciate everybody that's on today. Robert, Sandy, Lana, thanks for great comments, everybody. Scott, I appreciate you coming in today. Share this out. Just, put in the comments I've shared. We never know the message we share can make a difference in somebody's life. So I'm going to get off the banners here. Too many things going on here in front of me here. So, but anyway, G-Force. G stands for gratitude. It powers your potential. It will power your why. Be grateful for this moment. See, gratitude, you can't occupy a negative space. It gets you clear of the values that you have. And contrary, you're not comparing. You're going to take those things, you're going to build a strong why. Gratitude is a foundational principle to question your why. It's an inside thing. And I just encourage anybody to get this book. I have a great colleague here that helped me craft my first why statement. I did a video on it in and around my coaching, and it made a big difference on who I attracted in my business. If you wonder why your business is struggling, why things aren't working out in your life, are you working from a place of gratitude? And are you clear on your purpose and why in life? And are you willing to be a crusader? With that all said, everybody have a great day. I'm just going to acknowledge who just came on. Robert shared, thanks much. Everybody's acknowledging everybody. I'm grateful that you're on here today. We'll see you on Friday. We'll be diving deeper in the same chapter, the golden circle. I'm just going to show that again, what this looks like. This is what Simon Sinek teaches. Your why. Why do you do what you do? What's the purpose? How do you do what you do is a secondary thing you communicate, and what you do. But most people do the what and how and never get to the why. And you're not a differentiator. You're not an influencer at that point. So we're signing out. Hey, make this the greatest day ever. This moment's the most important moment that you have. How you move forward with gratitude. It will change the next thing in your day. It will change the future by what you deal with today in a positive place. It's with gratitude. Thank you.